Ducati just discharged the lead to its immensely well-known Scrambler genealogy with this, the Scrambler 1100. Expressly, it's the Scrambler I like most in Ducati's line for reasons I say in my first ride review. The reality of the situation will become obvious eventually if the Scrambler 1100 ancestry is as a lot of a win for Ducati as the first, 803cc Scrambler icon, yet from where I'm sitting, the new 1100 has a great deal of things letting it all out and a couple of imperfections. Here then are 6 things I like about the new Scrambler 1100, and in addition 3 things I don't. Preferences. 1. Motor. I said it before in my first ride piece, however it merits specifying again here. The 1079cc Diesel motor in the Scrambler 1100 is a genuine pearl. Having an indistinguishable base end from the variant last found in the Monster 1100 Evo, Ducati updated the best end for a wide spread of torque accessible ahead of schedule in the Rev Extend. One eminent change contrasted with the Monster is the change to a solitary throttle body versus the double throttle body setup previously. Valve cover is 16 degrees, and every burning cycle is touched off by means of 2 start plugs for each barrel. This outcomes in max torque of 65 pounds-to-foot being accessible at a low 4,750 revolutions per minute. From the seat the expansive spread of torque makes this air-cooled, 2-valve twin a genuine sweetheart in regular road riding. Power does discernibly trail off towards the rev roof, however a smooth move later and the stable of horses is prepared to pull you forward once more. 2. Valuable tech. Say what you will in regards to innovation removing the enjoyment from motorcycling, I, for one, don't get it. ABS has forestalled endless accidents, as has footing control. Both are innovations I'd need in a cruiser, and fortunately both are incorporated on the Scrambler 1100. To really sweeten the deal, every innovation is supported by the utilization of an inertial measurement unit, IMU, taking into consideration cornering ABS, and also prescient, as opposed to responsive, footing control. Another cool element the IMU permits is for self-wiping out turn markers, since no one needs to be that person with their signals on for reasons unknown 30 miles into a ride. 3. Goldilocks handlebar. Handlebar width is vital. Excessively limited and the bike ends up harder to turn than it ought to be. Too wide and the bicycle feels awkward, misleading the rider triangle. It's uncommon to go over a bicycle with bars too wide, however I've run over a lot of bikes where limit bars somewhat damage the riding knowledge. On account of the Scrambler 1100 or if nothing else the special variant Ducati had us ride the bars were an impeccable width, giving simply enough use to move the bicycle without appearing to be too wide. 4. Simple to ride. Put the initial 3 likes together and you have a bicycle that is anything but difficult to ride, excepting obviously you have a touch of riding background as of now. The motor's promptly available power, joined with an exceptionally smooth moving transmission, with shoe grip, finely aligned filling, CABS, footing control, agreeable ergos, and customizable suspension mean nearly anybody can jump on and have a decent time. 5. Terminoni supered wrap-style exhaust canisters. No Ducati is finished without an arrangement of extra fumes jars from Terminoni, and the Scrambler is no special case. In case you're an enthusiast of old autos and old cruisers as am I, at that point you'll value the gesture Terminoni made to the super trap suppressors of yore, with the plates stacked up behind the end top. Shockingly, not at all like genuine super traps, those circles are only for feel yet they beyond any doubt do look cool. 6. The person who designed the bike also rides the crap out of it. This person, Jeremy Farad, was instrumental in making the Scrambler 1100 look the way it does. As the architect for the Scrambler, one would think he invests a ton of his energy behind a work area drawing each piece of the bicycle, with brief period contorting throttles. While I'm certain the greater part of his run-of-the-mill workday is spent doing only that, I had the joy of finishing Farad some twisty streets amid the press dispatch and I'm cheerful to report Farad can ride. Unquestionably a pro on 2 wheels, it's reviving to see somebody so essential to the brand likewise ready to give the bike a decent lashing. Try not to like. 1. Cost. With estimating beginning at $12,995 for the 1100, climbing to $14,995 for the Sport Display, The Scrambler 1100 line, while keeping pace with its primary adversary the BMW R9 Scrambler, is still spendy. The same number of you have remarked in the first ride piece, the value point appears to be excessive for essentially a bigger motor and a couple of tech pieces contrasted with the Scrambler icon. The icon sold in huge numbers mostly in light of the fact that it had an alluring cost. The 1100 doesn't appear to be set to follow in those strides. 2. Weight. Tipping the scales at 454 pounds, 1100, Sport, and 465 pounds, Special. As per Ducati, these huge scramblers aren't precisely light, which will matter progressively when these bicycles begin to go out of the way. Obviously, more experienced riders will discover approaches to manage the additional weight, yet more up-to-date riders, particularly to light driving through rough terrain, may be enticed to simply leave the bicycle on its side when they definitely fall over. Ducati tout the way that the vast majority of the Scrambler is metal and not plastic, a customizer's fantasy, but rather metal measures more than plastic, as well. 3. 18-inch front. I concede, this grumble doesn't make a difference much to the rough terrain swarm, yet the 18-inch front wheel made the Scrambler 1100's road behavior only a smidge less light-footed than I'd like. This particularly after I gave the bars a huge amount of credit for being the ideal width. I'm certain the 18-inch band is a superior choice when the asphalt closes, yet on asphalt I was trusting the Scrambler 1100 would respond faster. For the time being, I'll hold out expectation that a Cafe Racer variant will show up with a 17-inch front, much the same as it improved the situation the 803cc line.